everybody, it's Math at Home here. The video is going to be our third lesson today, covering page 155 from our learner's book. The lesson we're going to study today is how to use brackets in our calculations. So please grab everything necessary and let's get it started. Before I want to start the lesson, I just want to build up some mindset of yours about how to deal with functions and calculations. Now you might wonder, hey teacher, it sounds like English class. Well, alright. Let me cut it short. When we think about mathematics, we follow the order. So since we know that, we write from left to right. So somehow, some of us might think that if we face multiple functions, like some additions and subtractions and multiplications in one calculation, we need to start from the left part, from the very left part, go through the functions one by one until you reach the very right part. Well, if you're thinking so, unfortunately, I need to say that you were wrong. Brackets, however, come up with different perspectives, with different characteristics here. Now, please bury this in your mind. When we talk about brackets, you need to know that we use brackets in our calculations in order to organize the parts of calculation and to show what parts need to be done first. So basically, when we think about different operations, bracket has the highest priority. It means wherever you face a bracket, you will jump on it first, do what is inside the bracket, and then continue doing the rest of the functions. Let me show you an example. Now, basically, for those who are not familiar with mathematics, 15 plus 1 times 3 minus 4 might seem like 15 plus 1, 16, times 3, 48, minus 4, 44. I need to say that that is completely wrong. So basically what you need to do, because multiplication has a higher priority than addition and subtraction, so first we will do the multiplication. So 1 times 3 is going to give you 3. Then, since we don't have any more multiplications, you could go through the rest of the functions like 15 plus 3 minus 4, which is going to give you 14. Now, bracket here determines the priority in the highest value. In other words, it means if you see any bracket in your calculations, you need to do that part first, then go to multiplication, then subtraction. So, as a key point here, I need you to remember, brackets have the highest priority. Do the operation inside them before you do multiplication or division. In other words, if you have something like 100 times, open bracket, 4 minus 2, closed, equals what? According to what I told you, you need to go through the bracket first. So 4 minus 2 gives us 2. Now, since we got rid of the bracket, what we have here is a simple multiplication. 100 times 2. Therefore, you could do it from left to right and follow the mathematical order. So 100 times 2 is going to give you 200. This basically is what we need to know about the lesson today. I will not waste any more time and jump into the practice part on page 155. Let's try answering these questions. For the first question, I'll give you a couple of minutes in order to try it out, but I'll give you a hint as well. Question says, Double each of these numbers by partitioning. Use brackets to organize each part of the calculation. Now, according to what I told you from the doubling and halving, 45 includes two parts, 40 plus 5. Now, using brackets is going to be like this. Since you need to double each part individually, so you will write open bracket 40 times 2 close bracket plus open bracket 5 times 2 close bracket. So that you need to do 40 times 2 first, then you will go to the other bracket 5 times 2, which is 10. Then you could do them from left to right because the function between them is plus, so you could say 80 plus 10, 90. This was my hint. Go for the others on your own. Okay, so according to what I told you, your answers must look something like this. I did A for you. I'll explain B. 145 times 2 means double. So I have 140 and 5. So I will have 100 times 2 plus the second bracket, 40 times 2 plus the third bracket, 5 times 2. Now how you're going to deal with this one is 100 times 2, 200, above the bracket, 40 times 2, 80, above the bracket, 5 times 2, 10, and above the bracket. Now once you got rid of the brackets, you could easily do the addition from left to right. So it's going to be 200 plus 80 plus 10, which is going to give you 290. C, 105 times 2. It'll be 100 times 2 plus 5 times 2. So 200 plus 10, 210. 4.5 times 2. The first bracket is going to be 4 times 2 plus the second bracket is going to be 0.5 times 2, which is going to make 8 plus 1, 9. Last but not least, E is going to make 60 times 2 plus 4 times 2 plus 0.5, 0.5 times 2. 120 plus 8 plus 1, it's going to give us 129. Question number 2. Solve the calculations. Remember to do the parts in brackets first. Yeah, what we need to do, because I already told you, so please get busy doing the calculations. Alright, time to check our answers. So basically what we have in the first one is 25 times bracket 5 plus 5. Now since I told you that the bracket has the highest priority, so first we will start with inside the bracket 5 plus 5, which makes 10. Now you could do it in a mathematical order from left to right. So 25 times 10 is going to make 250. Therefore, these are going to be our answers for question 2. 25 times 5 plus 5. So 25 times 5 is going to make 125 plus 5, 130. So please pay attention. I need your attention here. Only by changing the bracket from the second pair to the first pair of the numbers, you could see a huge difference in the final answer. In the first part, the bracket was covering the last two digits, and the answer was 250. In the second part, the bracket is covering the first two digits, and the answer is almost half of the previous answer. So C is going to be 25 times 4 times 5. First inside the bracket. 4 times 5, 20. Now left to right. 25 times 20. So leave the 0 aside. Double 25, 50. Put the 0, 500. D. 25 times 4 times 5. 25 times 4 is going to be 100. Times 5 will be 500. E. Bracket 100 minus 50 divided by 2. First inside the bracket. 100 minus 50, 50. Divided by 2, 25. The second one is 100 minus 50 divided by 2. 50 divided by 2 makes 25. And 100 minus 25 will make 75. Please check your answers to make sure you've done them right. Question number 3. Use brackets to keep track of the calculations. Last question includes 2 parts, Afia part and the Orlando part. I'll give you a couple of minutes to read both parts, to do them, and then I'll include the final answers for you to check yours. Alright, now it's time to check the answers for question 3. Afia has 150 cents. She buys 3 pencils at 25 cents each. How much money does she have left? So for the first part, you're going to minus 3 times 25 out of 150. How you're going to write it mathematically is going to be by using brackets. Therefore, we're going to have 150 minus, open bracket, 25 times 3, and close it. So 25 times 3 is going to make 75. So 150 minus 75 is going to give us 75 cents. Part B. Orlando bakes 48 cookies. He puts 28 cookies in a box and 20 cookies in a bag. Half of the cookies in the box are eaten. How many cookies are left altogether? So basically Orlando has half of the cookies inside the box plus all of the cookies in the bag. So we will write whatever I told you mathematically. We will say half of the 28 means open bracket, 28 divided by 2, plus hold the cookies inside the bag, plus 20. So 28 divided by 2 is going to give 14, plus 20 will make 34. So Orlando has 34 cookies all together. So this was our lesson for the third video this week. I hope you enjoyed it. In case of any problems, please rewind the video and watch it all over again. Go through the exercises. Take good care after yourselves. See you next lesson.